All right, I'm going to move this around a little bit so I just get my composure. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. I am Reverend Beverley Strutt. I am the spiritual director here at this beautiful center for this wonderful community. And as I can see, we have a bunch of roses out there. Yay! I love it when we see the roses. We honor the mothers and all those that parent every single day. Yeah, I love mothers. Yeah, thank you for that song. My mom passed right before I turned 20. In fact, her birthday was on the 10th of May, and she had passed on the 8th. And then my birthday's coming up, and so I was a late birthday present for her. And it was just a very interesting that happened back then, and it's a loss that I don't think we ever get over. And yet, the one thing I know is that when she was alive, I could keep secrets. Once she passed, oh, that went out of the window. So let me tell you, I know that she sits on my shoulder every single day. She has seen everything. And now I know most mothers know everything, but when you're aware that your mother is seeing everything, it takes on a whole new look. But I loved her. I love her very, very much. I'm extremely grateful to her for having decided that this was a good place for me to come to, into this world, and to be with everybody. Grateful for the way that she raised me. I feel, and I know that this could be a little egotistical, but if I had had the opportunity to raise a child half as well as her and my father raised me, I would have done a good job. So I feel very grateful to them. And then, of course, we have issues. No issues. We don't have to go into that. But I love mothers, and mothers have tended to take me under their wing. I guess it's one of those things, you know? We all tend to look out for the one that doesn't have, or not that it's lacking, but if there's a child or a dog or a cat that has no mom, we pick it up and we embrace it even stronger. And so I have had the privilege of being embraced by mothers my whole life. I still do. And I'm grateful for that. And some of them are even younger than me now, which is kind of normal. And so I love it, and I honor you all. I honor you exactly where you are in your complete perfection, because you are perfect, pre-approved in every way already. And without you, we wouldn't have our upcoming generations that we all get to bitch about every day. No, because we can honor them as well. So thank you, mothers, every single one of you, wherever you are. You are perfect. Thank you. And now we go into mother-in-laws. So this is interesting. I left my glasses in the car. So this is going to be an interesting talk today. And I thought to myself, should I go get them, come back and do, yeah, you know what? We're going to work with it today. So we always start with a nice joke. So a man, his wife, and his cranky mother-in-law went on vacation to the Holy Land. And while they were there, the mother-in-law passed away. The undertaker told them, you know, you could have her shipped home for $5,000, or if you want to bury her here at the Holy Land, it would only be $150. The man thought about it for quite a long time, and then he looked over at the undertaker and he went, no. We're going to ship her home for sure. And the undertaker was curious about this, and he said, well, why? You know, why would you, spend this extra $5,000 when who wouldn't want to be buried in the Holy Land right here for just $150? And the man looked at him and said, you know, a man died here about 2,000 years ago. He was buried here, and 3 days later he rose from the dead. I am not taking any chances. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. We look at it every which way. So moving into our theme today, it is all about values. So we come with our theme for the year, which is Rise Up. Rise Up. And as we've walked through the couple of months, or 5 now, we've seen all different ways that we're being called to rise up to, and it's not a big jump. It's these little things that we get to tweak on a daily basis that just lifts our experience, enlivens us, if you want to say it that way. And so for this month, we're going from good to great to grand. Whew! It makes me feel all lovely and warm inside to know that this is the little journey that we're doing. And as you'll know from me, most of the journey we take is an inside journey, not necessarily just inward, but inner journey. And on that same line today, my topic or my talk title is My Values, My Life. Or My Life, My Values, My Life. I got it right. And one of the things we know from growing up with our parents is that we learn our core values from them. There's a lot that we learn at a young age that is core value that's instilled in us, and it'll be in our experience. Good, bad, or indifferent. There's no judgment on this. It just is what it is. There are these values that get instilled in us through the nature of our upbringing. And they change as we go through life. This is the most interesting part of it, is that we say these are core values. And so often when we look at core values, we think that they don't change. That this is solid, this is written in stone, and nothing is going to change in our life. And so often, we will actually fight for that. This is the way it was, this is the way it's always been, this is what I believe, this is what was given to me, and this is what I'm going to stick by. Even sometimes when it's detrimental to us. Now, I'm not going to contest the wonderful values our parents give us, the kindness, the compassion, the do unto others, big one, great value to have in your life. One of the ones I don't like is if you don't work hard, you'll never get anywhere. Really? I don't like that one. I don't like if you don't work hard, you're never going to get anywhere. And it goes along with a lot of what we call our hidden beliefs. But here is a statement that comes from Joan Christensen. The very act of reviewing one's own values stands as a marker for us all. It reminds us that it is possible to learn as we go through life. It is even more important to be open to doing it and willing to report it. Life grows us. Life shapes us. Life converts us. Life opens us as we age to think differently, even about ourselves. So one of the great things about looking at our values is that just because we knew it and know it, and it has value, it had value when we grew up, doesn't mean to say that it's the only thing going on. As we shift and change, there's an invitation in our life to see things differently. Can you imagine if we all still saw our lives as if we were children? Gosh, that sounds kind of good right now. kind of fun. I mean, it would be great just to be able to go, yeah, I'm going out to play. I'll see you in the light when the sun goes down, and not have to think about anything else. But there are also other things that came to us as children that we now call hidden beliefs, things that gave us trauma, things that gave us or challenged us in ways that we didn't care for, that kind of maybe brought us into a way of being in this world that is not what we want to be right now. We don't want to be that anymore. We don't want to be reactive to things that we saw as children, and now we're stuck with them because we're not. And those are the same thing with our values. We can look at something like, for instance, if you don't work hard, you're never going to get anywhere. Or, you know what, you're a loser. I know this has happened, I've heard it. Or you're not good enough. Or, oh yeah, you know, go sit down, you're not the smartest one in the bench. These are things that become our values. They become this innateness of who we are. And, believe it or not, in each and every one of us, every single day, one of those things will show up. Yeah, even those that are so healed that they are wonderful, unless they're sitting on that mountaintop all alone, we're going to get into this rock tumbler of all of us, and somebody's going to push that button. Somebody's going to bring that value up. But the great thing about it is we have this thing, I always say, it's called choice. We have choice. We have the ability, the brains, and the wherewithal, if we're willing, to look at what is going on around us, to look at our own selves, to reevaluate our values. We can see it differently. And why not? Because we can always run into this thing where something is not working in our lives, we're very easy and very quick to blame, that's the way I grew up, or that's what I learned, or they told me to do this. Yeah, I don't buy that. Sorry, we're adults. Anybody here under 21? Anybody here under 30? There we go. We got one in the back. Yay, we got to take her. All right. So Jacques gets a free pass on this. None of us get a free pass, right? We're all adults. We can all make our own conscious choice at any given time. Well, it affects me. I react to this. Yeah, I don't care. I must be honest. I don't. Because the choice is for you to have a better life. If something's not working in your life, you want to change it, right? You get to change it. And one of the wonderful ways is to reassess our values. And there are a lot of them, right? There are a lot of values. If anybody has ever done any work with Brene Brown, she has the value list. Page upon page upon page of 3 columns long of our value list. And oftentimes you're invited to go through this value list to see what your values are. Because believe it or not, we can tell you how we can feel in a specific situation, but we can't actually tell you what our most important value is. And we've done this. We've done it with the Leadership Council. I've done it with other groups. We've done workshops on this. And you go through this whole sheet of all of these values. And you get asked to circle 10 of them. I can see smiles. What kind of smiles over here going, yeah, we had to do that. Oh, God, here we go again. Please don't make us do it again. Please don't make us do it again. But yes, circle 10 of them. And everybody's like, oh, my God, this is so hard. I want to do this and this and this and this. Well, one of the things that we notice is that if you can't select your values, then you don't have any real values, because all you have then are perceptions and opinions that will be in action in that moment. A value is something much deeper, much more grounded in you that is going to persist over everything that you do. So you get to choose 10. And I can see you all doing it in your mind already. You're circling things. And then you go, all right, let's take it to 5. This is getting even more difficult. And then to 3. Whew. Now that is hard, because I value all of these things, but I only have to pick 3. And then you get to pick 1. One value that you can honestly say is a core value of yours that's going to move through everything that you do. Yeah, but. No, pick it. And right now there's a little invitation to you just to take a single moment and think if you could come up with 1. If you had to pick just 1 core value that you want to see in every single aspect of your life. Now be careful. Remember last week we had Dr. Dr. Sequita Sutton up here, and she spoke to us the difference between preferences versus perfection or values. Preferences. So when we look at that value, a lot of times we can have a preference as opposed to a value. Preference in how we want it to be. And that can spark a value in us as well. We also had last week, which I loved, we had our wonderful Tom Cashman come up here and speak our creative thought. And in his creative thought, he came up with his acronym is HIGH PACT. These are the values that he holds dear in his life. High is for honesty. Honesty, integrity, gratitude, and happiness. I can get behind all of those, right? Honesty, sure. Integrity, hell yeah. Gratitude and happiness. And then on the pact, patience, acceptance, compassion, and tolerance. I think we can all get on board with all of those. I don't think that's particularly unique just to Tom. But what is the core value in there? Sure, every single one of those values we're going to be using in some aspect of our life in different situations. So I spoke to Tom. I said to him, what is your core value? In all of these small ones that are going on, always going to be honest? Absolutely. Always want to have patience? Absolutely. Want to do all of these things, acceptance, gratitude, all of them. But what is the one value you want to hold on to that is going to go through everything? And he said to me, trust. Wow! Can you feel the difference? Of course we want to be honest. Of course we want to be patient. And it's going to be, and we will do those things in all of them. But the most important one that came through was trust. Trusting you're going to be honest. Trusting you're going to be accepting. Trusting that you'll always have gratitude. Trust was the value that came up. Now, interestingly enough, this aligns with the qualities of the divine. Trust aligns with the quality of the divine's qualities is not honesty. It's not acceptance. These aren't qualities of the divine. The qualities of the divine are beauty. Compassion is in there. Love, trust, power, peace, light, love, life. These are the qualities of the divine. Now, when we can align our values with that, now we're coming from a different place completely. We're not coming from a preference of what we want around us or an opinion of how anything should be in our lives. We're coming from a solid value in our life. I wonder how our lives would look if we decided to do everything from that core value as opposed to our preferences or even looking for our purpose in life. You know, we all want a purpose in life. We all want to do that thing. That is, I wonder if, as opposed to coming from a purpose, we came and lived our life from our value. It would open up a scope of things, don't you think? It would open up this area of our lives where we would be coming to it with a different action. And the biggest difference is one is doing. When you come into life from your purpose, you're doing it. I'm in it. I'm absolutely in it. And you come into it from your value, you are being. So the difference between doing and being. Now, we're not human doings. We're human beings, right? So if we can lean back and find that we can find a way into our life that crossovers all of the stuff that we're doing from this place of our beautiful core value that is in and included in us, now we get to look at it. We can go down and dig deep. What is that thing we want to be? Every single aspect of our lives. Sounds fantastic, doesn't it? How do we do it? How the heck do we find out what is that core value that we would like to have in our lives all of the time? Nelson Mandela said, there is no passion to be found by playing small, in settling for life that is less than the one that you are capable of living. I'm going to say it again. There is no passion to be found in playing small, This is really important, folks. We don't want to play small. In settling for a life that is less than the one that you're capable of being. So when we come to this idea of finding where our value is and coming from that value, we're not settling for the okay. I'm walking through this. I know from my past I should be doing this. Oh, this is my purpose. I'm set on that. I can get this done. No, we are rising up. We're leveling up to a next idea of let's look at everything from this value in my life. How do we get there? Yep, I'm going to ask that question again. How do we get there? How do we get to find out what is that thing in your life that lights you up? What is that aspect of when you see it, you recognize it, when you feel it, you know it, there is nothing else in you, and it drives you effortlessly because it is a value that comes from this idea of a quality of the divine. Well, there's one way we can do it, is you ask yourself the question, how do I want to feel when? How do I want to feel when? All right? So we can look at, oh, I want to be happy. You know, happiness is an outside effect. Joy is a quality of the divine that comes up within, that is present always. In the most dire situation, you can actually have joy in you still, for joy is a quality of God. It's not an outside effect. Happiness is a great outpicturing of joy. How about peace? Peace is a value that we want. Trust is a value in all situations. Because how do you want to feel? I want to feel at peace. I want to feel trust in. My favorite one, of course, is awe. There's a value for me. Awe. People look at me and go, awe? Is that O-R? Is that O-R-E? Is that O-A-R? No, it's A-W-E. Awe. If I can come to my life from the value of awe, can you see how it can change my world, my day-to-day? My purpose, everything I do is going to be inspired by this fact that I am in awe of what is going around me. I will see things completely differently. I will see things from an inspired point of view. Of course, when I go to my most important core value, I go to integrity. Of course. We're going to stand in integrity. We're going to do all the right things. But what do I want to be? I want to be in awe. All of the time. And you can. You can. You can come. You can do all you're doing, and you can get all of your stuff done, and you can get your purpose and your preference and your passion, everything going. But how do you want to be in all of it? What is that value that understands, supports all of everything? And we ask the question, how do I want to feel? In fact, this is something we use when we do a spiritual mind treatment, our form of a primitive prayer. You know, somebody comes to me and they go, oh, I want a relationship in my life. Or I want a new job. Or I would like a new car. Or I'd like these things. I want these things. And I go, well, tell me about it. And they give me this great picture. Oh, my gosh, you must know the list that I've received from relationships. I want this, 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 and not this, 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 and there's this whole list. And I go, okay. We sprinkle it over there. And I sit them down and go, tell me how you want to feel. How do you want to feel? How do you want to feel when you wake up in the morning? How do you want to feel around 10 o'clock when you're having your coffee break? How do you want to feel when you see that person meet you for lunch? How do you want to feel when you go through the darkest time and the person is sitting next to you? How do you want to feel? In a car, how do you want to feel? And you know what happens is when we go through this, we find on all of these other values and these other things that are important to us. Like for me, the value I always want to have in my car is freedom, that feeling of freedom. But what does freedom bring to me? Ultimately, I want to be in awe. I want to be in awe of everything that's going on around me. I want to be able to get into that car and drive easily and freely so that I can live this value of awe. So the question is, one more time, how do you want to feel? That is the value that is going to support everything in your life. All the new things, the transformation of everything. So when we look at our values, yes, we want to look at those immediate ones, integrity and honesty. I speak my word, I do my word. We want to look at tolerance. We want to look at all of these things, gratitude, all of them. And gratitude could be your core. Could be your core value. That everything in the minute of every day, there's nothing else that comes to you first but this idea of gratitude. Yeah, I know we have Charles, we call him Grateful Charles. I know that gratitude is one of his core values of life. Find your core value. It is really, really important because it's important to know that there's an invitation for life. Dr. Ernest Holmes says, if you think of life as flowing through you in every action, you will soon discover that the things you give your attention to are quickened with a new energy. They are quickened with a new energy. Where are you putting your attention? Where are you putting it? Are you putting your attention into the things that you were taught as a child and you know that these are the truth no matter how much your life has changed over the years? Are you putting your attention to what everybody tells you should be doing, the should, the coulds, the woulds? Or are you putting your attention into how you want to feel in every minute, in every action, in every single thing you do throughout your whole day? Because when you do that, the divine's going to go, I'm here with you. Let's play. Let's play. Let's lift this up. Let's rise up this whole thing that we call your experience to a whole new level because of how you have told me how you want to feel. Your intentions will follow easily, effortlessly. So this is the invitation. The invitation through this week is to take a minute. No matter how much you're in your head and how much you're doing, take a minute to stop and go, how do I want to feel? And if you're not feeling the way you want to feel, please make a different choice. Because you can. It is the privilege of your breath. It is your birthright to choose again. So in closing, I read a piece from Mahatma Gandhi. Keep your thoughts positive because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive because they become your behaviors. Keep your behaviors positive because they become your habits. Keep your habits positive because they become your values. Keep your values positive because your values become your destiny. Find out how you want to feel as you walk through your experience, for it will be your truth and it will be your life. So it is. All right. Let's take this to prayer. Let's ground it in. All right. So here we go. Take a beautiful breath in, become centered, and recognize there's only one power, one source, one universal creative mind. I call it God. Knowing that God is all there is, all that is seen, all that is unseen, omnipotent and omnipresent, ever creating, supplying, supporting, sustaining, and maintaining every single expression in every single way. This magnificent creative intelligence is all that there is, and I know that I'm one with it. I know that we are all one with it right here, right now. It is having its way with us. It is working as us, through us, in everything that we do, think, say, feel, and experience. And I know for each and every one of us as we walk our path this week that there is an invitation to lean deeper into this magnificent intelligence, to lean deeper into this creativity, to really lean in and say and feel and honestly go there with the idea of being, of lesting into that value of how you want to feel. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that as we ask these questions and we set intentions and express desires around it, that Spirit has said, yes, come play with me. We can do this. We can rise up and have this experience be completely different or just a greater version of it. For you're all perfect exactly as you are, exactly as you are not. And in that choice to go into the state of becoming a greater version of what you choose to be for your own self, we say, how do I want to feel? And I know that it is good. So I just release this prayer knowing that it is done, knowing that it is grand already, for Spirit has said so. And we claim it by saying, and so it is. Thank you.